Well, hello guys. Trishy here from Trishy and Stitches. Here I'm showing you how proud I am of my achievements with this cute little face um, face towel embroidery that I did on my embroidery machine. These little towels I actually picked up at Spotlight, which is sort of sewing centre here in Australia. I made these in one day, so that's actually quite a great effort for me, to be quite honest. So I am here proudly showing it off. I actually I did 4 of these, and I actually picked these up for about 95 cents. They're on the shelf for about $5.95, and I had a voucher for $5, and it was offered anything. So yeah, the blue little towelettes there I picked up for 95 cents, and the other ones I think were not that much either, probably about $5.95 as well. So I just used the blue ones in this project. I thought it went really well with the Ghibli embroidery design that I chose. So here I'm showing you what I'm using as my stabilizer. This here is a water soluble stabilizer. I find it's really handy to use on items that have got like a high pile to them, so towels and face towels, anything that's most quite thick in embroidery, in a weave. I was going to use the entire stabilizer over the front as well, but then I thought no need. I really only need it for the area that I am embroidering on, so I decided to cut just a little square, and that I tucked in the little corner there. And once I have gotten that as square or as even as I liked, I will apply the top bracket to this, which will help hold the entire little hand towel in place as it gets embroidered on. In the end, with that little square bit of stabilizer that I chose, I did actually pull it out of that bracket and decided to just have it sitting freestanding on its own on the top, and I'll show you why when we get to the machine. Now, the machine that I have is a Janome Skyline S9, which is both a sewing machine and an embroidery machine, so handy. Here I'm showing you how I can just download it straight from my iPad onto my machine, which again, so handy for lower techs like me. You can get it edited on your iPad or on the machine, so both ways are handy, and then you can also save it either on your machine or on a little USB stick. I decided that I better change up the sewing plate which I needed, which is a straight stitch plate for embroidery, and it's so easy to change over. All you need to do is click the one for straight stitching off, or actually the other one's actually for all sorts. So this is the straight stitch plate for embroidery. Once that is clicked in, I can then change the bobbin, which I did off camera, but it's a different bobbin that you use. This is how you click in the frame for embroidery, or the embroidery hoop as they call it. So easy again. This one, the machine I chose was because of this design, because it goes up, down, back and forth, so it goes 4 ways rather than just 2 ways, and in quite large directions. As you can see, I just popped on the stabilizer, and what I'm doing is creating a little stitch border around where the design will go. So this kind of gives you an idea, clues you in on where the actual embroidery design will sit. And it makes it really easy to be accurate on where you want to put your design. So once that is stitched in, I just really need to get my little thread organized and then press start, and off she goes. This embroidery design takes about 8 minutes on full speed. I went a bit slower in certain areas because I did reduce the size of this one, and it seemed to enjoy just stitching in the same spot quite a lot, and so that does get a little bit damaging sounding. So yeah, just slowed it down a little bit here and there. But all in all, it actually came out with no hiccups, which I was quite impressed with. There are a few other little bits and pieces that I had to do, I think, off camera prior to actually getting this started. I accidentally pressed down the needle onto the plate before it was actually ready to go, and I broke the needle, unfortunately. So yeah, not the best thing to do, and a few words were thrown into the air. Needles can be quite expensive. The Janome embroidery machines use a red tip needle, which, you know, it's not that expensive, but still, you don't really want to be throwing them away after not even using one. So here I am, just pulling it off of its little carriage and feeling quite proud with the results here. Thank you, Mr. Miyazaki, for this beautiful creature you designed. There we have him. I thought I'd take you over to my table to show you how I actually remove the stabilizer as well. So it's pretty easy. On the side of my embroidery hoop are these little clamps that help hold it together a bit better. And here I was trying to actually remove the border with one hand and a pin, which I thought was rather ridiculous. I don't even know why I was trying to do that. So yeah, off camera I decided to take off that little border. Once that's off, I can just peel away that water-soluble stabilizer and cut off any excess threads that I don't need. This design actually went together so well. I was actually quite impressed and quite pleased with how it all turned out. It didn't feel too hard or scratchy on the other side either. So yeah, all in all, this was my first try, and the first try seemed to work out really well. So I didn't see any point in showing you the 3 others that I did, which seemed to just run really well. Also, I didn't use the best thread. I probably should have used embroidery thread, but I just used normal stitching thread. So in the end, if I changed anything, it would probably be the thread. But still, it really did. It worked. There was no issues. It didn't. I think I had one stitch break, but with that particular machine, you can actually, it'll take you back to where the stitch broke, which is so handy. So yeah, unscrewing the little clamp there, and once again, pretty excited. Just wanted to show it off here a bit, and also how it looks on the back. I'll just take off that stabilizer. It's such a fun thing to do. Love it. There were some little bits and pieces of that stabilizer left behind, but you can get that off with either a damp towel or just throw it into the washing machine and wash it. I think I was a bit lazy. I think I actually left it on and just left a note for my friend to perhaps just wash them before using them, because the stabilizer needed to be removed. So there we have it. A great little gift for a friend, family member, or mum. So next year for Mum's Day, maybe keep this in the back of your mind as a little simple gift idea. Yeah, truly cute. I loved it. So cheers, Mum. Happy Mother's Day. I also want to just thank you for watching this little clip. I'm slowly learning how to do everything, and yeah,